When I traveled around the States, I was very moved by how interested people were in Sri Lanka, which was a place they had never heard of and would probably never visit. And it made me realize what an appetite there is on the part of Americans to learn about other cultures and other places. A Disobedient Girl is set in Sri Lanka, and it has two parallel narratives, but they take place in two different time periods. And they run together in alternating chapters, and the two main characters, one is an older woman with three young kids, one is a very little girl who's working as a servant in a household in the capital city. Their lives come together at the very end of the book, so you get the sense of why this story is told in this way. The younger girl in the story, the little girl who works as a servant, was based on a girl who used to work at my grandmother's house. That's where I met Lata. She came to my grandmother's house because her mother worked at my grandmother's house as a servant, and she came in to keep me company. So in some ways she was like a sister. You know, in Sri Lankan society, women are highly valued and respected, and they have significant roles to play in public and, private. But I think it all kind of overloads on the expectation front, and so the women don't really have enough space to express their personal selves. My hope for people who read this book is that they will see the country differently than they might see it when they hear it on the news. It's a place which is very complex, it's a very complex culture, but it's also a very accessible culture if you want to see it. This is a section from the book where one of the main characters is making a journey by train into the hill country. Everything is visible again. The mountains and plantations still dominate the landscape, but more than that, the smaller, more intimate details of life closer at hand, the rhythms of people who live with the roar of trains with which to mark time. It reminds me of the house I have left behind. These fly-by pictures of women tending small fires, half-naked children brushing teeth and waving to metal cars with blurred faces. Spaces where men are entirely absent, or are only now stumbling out of thatched homes, waking to a clear day in an already swept dirt yard, the equal marks still visible in the back and forth patterns women make each dawn, which are swept away by other feet before they have cooked breakfast. These mandalas that nobody notices unless they are created by monks in saffron robes.